So I've got a couple of little things to talk to you guys about today. First, I need your help. I got a comment recently that the volume on a lot of my videos has been quite low. So what I've done this time is I've really jacked the input on my sound recorder. For the Zoom H1, apparently what I've seen online is that the kind of the optimum input level is like 75%, so that's where I've had it. So now I've got it cranked up to like 90%. If that works, great. If not, like if I'm getting peaking and stuff, then I'll put it back down to 75% and I'll just sort of try to be more theatrical with my speaking, you know, speak louder, clearer, be aware that I'm on camera kind of thing. But I really want to know from you guys if you guys are detecting like sound issues, like my sound is too low, my sound is too high, or whatever. I want to know. I've been struggling with my sound for about, oh god, it's got to be a year now. I've gone through a bunch of different, affordable mics. Partly because I stepped on my favorite one and broke it. But anyway, so let me know what you guys are thinking about my sound, because I want to dial this thing in. I also wanted to talk to you a bit about some of the stuff I got at the flea market the other day. It's funny, whenever I look away and then back, the white balance on my camera goes a little wild. Sorry about that, iPhone. First, I wanted to talk to you about my little Hults. I wasn't going to shoot the restore process on this because I figured it wouldn't be that interesting. But I'm kind of changing my mind because I want to save this little helve, and because I want to save that resin. This may be more of an adventure than I thought. Interestingly, as it shakes, it's not a lot of shake, but it's too much to be left, you know. The resin is actually moving with the head rather than the helve, which makes me think I may not be able to save it, but I'm going to try anyway. What I do want to know is, have any of you guys dealt with this before? Do you have any secrets that I should probably bear in mind as I work? Because obviously I'm not just going to hack and drill and pound it out, right? I'm going to try to get it out very carefully, but there's a lot of grip. So even if I just sort of come up with a drift of some sort, put it there and just wail on it, I'm going to shatter this. So I don't know, what do you guys think? It's a really nice old axe. It's funny because, you know, all the Scandinavian guys have moved to that Gränsfors kind of unfinished look. And I definitely prefer the sort of the 21st century Scandinavian style. But there's a real something magical about these old axes, eh? You know, like the stamps are not perfectly square and stuff. I like that. So that's that. Oh, I did it again. This one I've done some research on, and I've gotten some messages from buddies. This pattern is what they call a Montreal pattern. One company that made many of them was Walters. And so I'm wondering if I'm going to find a Walters maker mark under all this rust. I hope I do. That's a cool company. They're rare as heck in some areas. But yeah, my buddy Mike Morton sort of tweaked me onto that. And so I did some research, and he's right. It's funny because this Montreal pattern looks a lot like, there's another pattern with this little jink in here, and I don't remember what it is, but anyway. Look at that. Cool, right? Look at that. Cool, right? But anyways, that's totally salvageable. The helve is not. So I'm going to go looking for another option for that. And in that video where I showed off my Walters and my knife, halfway through that video, I ran out of space on the phone, so I had to empty empty the phone again just so I could shoot my outro. But I didn't get to show you guys this, or rather, I did show you guys, but it wasn't recording. This was like an old file that I bought at a flea market for like nothing, because it was just, there's no life left to it. And I've carved it into, I haven't carved it, I cut it into like a knife shape with my angle grinder, and then with my belt sander here, I sort of, it's not finished yet, but it's, you know. Thing is, I want to, like here, it says, you know, Nicholson made in Canada, another Nicholson, another Canadian made Nicholson. And I want to save that, so I'm going to make the handle short. It's going to be too small for me, but it might be the right size for my daughter when she turns like 7 or something, because I'm not giving a 5-year-old that kind of knife, that's for sure. But so, you know, handle will probably come to about there. I'm going to do something with this shape. I don't know if that shape is all that great. I may just sort of taper it in, you know, take the shoulders off. I'm not sure yet. I mean, I've never done this before. I'm no expert, right? But my main thing with this, and again, if you guys know of anything, I want to come up with a jig to do like a Scandi grind on it. But I don't know what my degrees should be, and I don't know how to make a jig. So I was thinking of taking a piece of wood, obviously not this piece of wood, this is just for illustrative purposes, and maybe like cut in a shelf to put the knife on, and then just sort of put the other end at an angle or something so that I can just lay it on, whatever the angle would be. But you know what I'm saying, so that I'm not trying to mess around with angles on the actual sander, but this is set to an angle so that I can just, you know, put it on and then turn it around. And I don't know, I've never done this before. I know I want to make it out of wood because I'm more at ease working with wood than metal. I've seen a lot of metal jigs, but I don't really have the confidence to work in metal yet, especially not where I'm trying to get a specific degree. You know, and what I also don't know is when I'm setting this up, if Scandi is whatever it is, I'm just going to say 20 degrees. I don't think it is, but, you know, I'm pulling numbers out of the ether just to illustrate. If it's 20 degrees, does that mean I do a 10 degree, right? Because is that 20 degrees 10 on either side, right? So do I sort of do half of the number for my angle here? I don't know. I've been looking stuff up online, but it seems that there's more philosophies than there is a universal truth. So anyway, and I'm definitely going to do another one of the kitchen knives fairly soon. All this stuff is going to happen not today and not tomorrow, because it all requires that I, you know, buy materials. So I can't just sort of throw down a lot of money on all this stuff. But for the kitchen knife, I will video my next one. I've already come up with one thing that I'll do different next time. I didn't shoot that one because it was sort of, I was figuring it out as I went. One thing I do know is that next time I will not use 5-minute epoxy, because that's just an excellent way to add fear and panic into your process and end up with a slightly sloppy result. One thing that doesn't show up very much on that one, like on screen, is that, you know, if you really get close to it, it's not quite perfect. Because when I was gluing it up, I was trying to work as fast as possible. So I'll get like a half-hour epoxy or an overnight or something. That's pretty much all I have to show you guys. Part of the reason for doing this video is just to see if my new settings on my recorder are the magic bullet. That's all. I gotta go get ready for the day job. So, you know what's coming. If you like what I'm doing, give me a smiley thumb, subscribe, share the video. If you don't like what I'm doing, give me a frowny thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.